Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to go through how to tell if you are up-tiered, down-tiered, or even at your tier when it comes to the matchmaking in War Thunder. Now, before we get started, we have to understand that there are 4 different BR ranges that you can play at one specific BR. This changes slightly if you're in a full up tier if you're at the top tier of the game, or if you're at the bottom tier of the game, such as 1.0 or 11.0 or 11.3, but basically this is how it works. So to give an example, if you're at 6.0, the 4 matchmaking brackets that you can get in a game is 7.0 to 6.0, 6.7 to 5.7, 6.3 to 5.3, and 6.0 to 5.0. What this basically means is that is your range of BRs. Each of those is an individual game. In an individual game, you can only have vehicles which are either, 1.0 BR above you, or in the opposite direction, 1.0 BR below you in a separate game. So whenever you look at your BR, no matter what it is, you know for a fact that in the game that you're in, you can only have a max +1 vehicle in your game. So if you're at 8.0, that means if you are up-tiered into a game, you will see 9.0 vehicles, 8.7, 8.3, and 8.0 vehicles, and sometimes lower stuff if people want to bring them in. Then if you are fully down-tiered in a game and you're at 8.0, then you will see 7.0, 7.3, 7.7, and 8.0 vehicles, and nothing higher. This means the BR spread of any given match is 1.0. Now, Gaijin more recently made this much more simpler to understand when it comes to if you're up-tiered or down-tiered, and it's based on SP cost or spawn point cost at the start of a battle. If you have a look at your vehicles when you start a battle, they will all have a number on them next to the battle rating and then SP next to that. So for example, it will say 150 SP, 130 SP, 110 SP, and so on and so forth. These numbers tell you how many spawn points the vehicles cost. At the top right of the battle, I believe on the standard UI, it tells you how many spawn points you have overall. So you can tell by these spawn points what matchmaking area you are in. So we'll go through several examples just to show you what I mean. When it comes to the spawn point level of medium, heavy, and light tanks, as long as they're at the same BR, they should have the same amount of spawn points which they're worth. So for example, if you are in a full down tier, the medium tanks, light tanks, and heavy tanks should all be 150 SP. This means that they'll be the same across the board. So that's how you can tell you're in a full down tier in a game. Now, SP costs can generally vary between vehicle types depending on what you have, but as I said, medium, heavies, and lights always or generally always have the same amount of SP cost, so they will always be the same. The AAs that you have, the anti-aircraft vehicles, they will have the lowest SP cost, and tank destroyers will have a middling SP cost. So the range of medium, heavy, and also light tank SP costs goes from 100 to 150. So if you have your medium tanks and they are at 100 SP cost, that means that you are fully up-tiered. If your AA's at 70 SP cost, then you are also fully up-tiered, and if your tank destroyers are at 90 SP cost, that means you are fully up-tiered. In a full down tier, a medium, heavy, or light tank will cost 150 SP at the start of a battle. The AA vehicle will cost 110 SP, and a tank destroyer will cost 130 SP. These are really the only values that you need to have a look at. Now, if you're in a mid-tier matchmaking, obviously those numbers are going to be in the middle of the other ones. So at the extremes, in a down tier, you'll be at 150 SP. At an up tier, you'll be at 100 SP. If you are in a mid-tier match, so let's say you are a 6.0 vehicle and the matchmaking is 6.3 to 5.3, or it's 6.7 to 5.7, then you will have an SP cost of 130 or 120 SP respectively for your main vehicles. So in a game where you are 6.0 and you are in a 6.3 to 5.3 game, your SP cost will be 130, and then if you are in a 6.7 to 5.7 game, your main SP cost will be 120 for medium, light, and heavy vehicles. This also means that it will change for AAs as well, and also tank destroyers. There's only one anomaly I've ever seen with this, and it was with the Chinese heavy tank, the IS-2. The M64 and the M18 were at 130 SP since they were light tanks, and the IS-2 was at 140 SP, which was kind of a surprise. So the SP cost would indicate that the vehicles are in a 6.0 to 5.0 battle, but for some reason the IS-2 was slightly different, even though in other areas it was exactly the same. So hopefully this video has gone to helping you understand how matchmaking works. It's a pretty simple system once you understand the numbers. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Nicholas Richardson, Elove Goat, Pyman675, Winter Scientist, Merciless Reaper, Jerry Prevolt, Megadino King, Orange Tail, Teddy, John Ryman, Universe, Ambrosius McClellan, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, Uncle Bean, Sem Arslan, Derek R., Bareen, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.